Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Emmie from Emmie Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So right now I'm going to be doing a ClairTarot reading for the collective whole. This is an energy update. I'm just feeling really good right now. I have my little heater friend. I don't know. I'm always cold. So I have my little heater friend. I'm feeling very warm and loved and fuzzy. So I asked the collective energy what this reading was going to be about. And I was told this clown energy can serve your growth. It is clownish energy. It really is. It's got a lot of jokes right now. It's got a really distorted, contorted sense of humor. This energy is funny. It's funny. Let's go ahead and start pulling some cards. Oh, that's why. Okay. Makes a lot of sense. Makes a whole lot of sense. Not a little, a lot. Let's see. All right. Oh, before I forget, I reshuffled some things around for my soul-based business workshop, and I added 2 rooms because I do have a habit of not using the property to the full capacity. I like to keep things really small and intimate so I could really focus on each person. But I added 2 rooms. These are rooms in the guest house because there's, was it like 3 villas? The main house and I think 3 other villas. So I opened up the guest house. There's 2 bedrooms, 2 new rooms available because these aren't as fancy schmancy as the other rooms. They're much more budget friendly. So if you were considering going to the workshop and you're just kind of trying to figure out budgets, there's 2 rooms available, 3 rooms total. So we're almost sold out. Yeah, you can find that on my website, emmieevolving.com. Ooh, this is a lot of ooh, okay. Now I'm kind of not liking this reading. Now I'm kind of like, what the hell is this about? Kind of, sort of, very much so. So, give me 1 second. Embrace oneness. You guys feel weird right now? Do you guys feel weird? Do you guys feel like there's some odd feeling? Yeah, the clown energy is suddenly not like Barnum and Bailey. It feels like fucking It, that movie It. Like that clown with sharp ass teeth. And okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's see. There's a lot of influence right now. Okay, guys, there's a lot of influence. Card number 21, resilience. You can get through this, but there is quite a bit of parasitic type distortions. Parasitic type distortions. Know where your feelings are rooted. If something is triggering you, like, really analyze your behavior, really allow yourself to recognize when you're not acting quite like yourself. It could be something very, very subtle. All right. It could be as simple as you being a little bit more easily triggered, not being as willing to pause before you start saying things to people who piss you off. Okay. Noticing people's behaviors are really off, almost as though they're intentionally attempting to trigger you. If you feel that, why are you going to allow yourself to fall for it? You know what I'm saying? So, and this is not an expectation of you holding yourself to a higher standard and not being fair in allowing yourself to feel pissed off if people have gotten out of hand. But definitely pause and allow yourself to observe where this is coming from. There's a lot of parasitic influence going around right now. Okay. So, card number 14, let love grow. I totally, when you pair these two cards together and then this third card along with it, time out, let love grow, resilience, I'm kind of feeling like something is trying. I don't want this to be a freaking doom and gloom reading, but that's kind of where it's headed. That's kind of where it's headed. Card number 14, let love grow. The feeling that I'm getting is we're kind of, there's this sense that we are being encouraged to embrace toxicity, that there's distortions going on, distortions with our perception. And it's this feeling like there's going to be attempts to kind of guilt you to like, don't be like that. Just love them. Love them as they abuse you. Love them as they treat you like caca, and be the bigger person. Sometimes speaking up is being the bigger person. Sometimes when you like let people know, hey, you know, your behavior is kind of out of pocket right now. Why are you behaving this way towards me? That's being the bigger person. So it's this sense that the type of love that society, pop culture is teaching us is love. The awareness that that is a distortion, a distorted view, is rising up. So it might not necessarily mean that you have a full-on parasitic circumstance, but there is a lot of parasitic influence, excuse me, that's being detected. And that's because a lot of the things that we're taught that's love and acceptable and spiritually evolved is indeed a distortion. We carry a lot of these distorted teachings in our consciousness. So let love grow. Sometimes in order for you to grow the things that you're wanting to grow in your mind's garden, you have to do some pruning, you have to do some weeding, and you have to know how much to cut back and what should stay and what shouldn't. So it's going to take a lot of observation on your part, okay? You might need to take a time out. You might need to really just allow yourself to breathe and take time on your own. You don't have to resolve everything right then and there. Sometimes some space and some cooling down time will really help you, okay? I do private sessions. Wait, what? Okay. Okay. Well, see, walk around with Roundup. Roundup is toxicity. So are you going to address the garden of your mind using toxicity? Roundup is what society deems, it has to do with this. You're exchanging one negative for another negative. So you still have negativity in your field. I mean, you could use Roundup, but just know that's kind of what's going on. Okay. So card number 33, blossoming. It's time for you to allow yourself to blossom. All right. Aim for something, create a focused intention. Notice how it's like she's aiming for something. Use the song of your heart to really help you to focus on what it is you're wanting to bring to fruition. Gosh. Oh, wow. So they took away her, what is that called? A bow? How is she going to play her violin? So it's this sense that some of the components that you probably think you need will not be available, but that's fine because the heart doesn't really need that. I think it's called a bow to play its own heart song. Okay. So this might be telling us that for some, you'll experience this sense that you don't have all the things that you need in order to walk forward in life, in order to succeed in whatever it is, whatever goal you've set. But that's not true. You can always make it happen if you really just allow it to. Let's see. Are we as starseeds to help other starseeds who may be asleep or need a message of encouragement? You are to help yourself and allow yourself to serve as inspiration and encouragement through the living of your life and your journey. It's not for us to try and determine who needs help and what kind of help they need. That would be an infringement on another person's sovereign right to free will. Okay. So, hold on really quick. So, card number 16, embrace oneness with the universe. You have to allow yourself to ground while at the same time, um, you have to also be aware of where you're setting your feet. Where are you stepping? What type of ground are you stepping on? Um, there may be some things that really, it's this sense of, I look at this and I'm like, okay, so she's walking barefoot on the earth, grounding, earthing. That's beautiful. And then I get this imagery as well. One of my most favorite movies, it's a mini series. It's Shaka Zulu. And it talks about the life of one of the most profound leaders of the Zulu nation. He really reunified his people. He was very much ostracized and targeted and all this and all that. And there was one part of the movie where he had been running, cross country, basically training to be the most ridiculous freaking warrior. And he was ridiculed for not wearing the sandals. And he was saying that his feet are strong, the soles of his feet are strong, he doesn't need the sandals, he finds it cumbersome. And the person that's training everyone tells him, if your feet are so strong, put out this ember with your foot. To which he looked the guy in the face, looked him in the eyes as he placed his bare foot on the ember and put it out. And it's that sense that, if you never allow yourself to experience things, if you're always in a state where you're so ashamed and worried about building a callus, you in fact are crippling yourself. Okay. So allow yourself to live your life, be aware of where you step, but understand that if you do develop a thickening of skin, it's not that you're less able to feel. It's that you are developing in ways that you don't understand, but these are also ways that your soul has deemed most appropriate for what it is you're going to do in life, for what it is your path is. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So, card number 16, embrace oneness with the universe. And then card number 13, free spirit. Don't be afraid of the fires. Don't be afraid of the flames. You definitely have the ability to rise above. You can harness that sacred fire of yours to really burn away the illusions, to give you clarity, to give you a sense of light in an area of darkness. A lot of people are going through a dark night of the soul right now, and that's okay. That's not, it's a process that can be challenging. It can definitely cause you to be pushed out of your comfort zone. It often pushes you out of your comfort zone, but it doesn't, it a lot of people are so scared of the dark night of the soul. It's like they feel it's unnecessary. Like, why can't I learn this without that? Well, because you're stubborn. That's why. Because you refuse to learn it in any other way. The soul is very very efficient. If you're not going to learn this lesson in the way that is easiest, then you're going to force soul to go ahead and recruit dark tutors. Is darkness inherently evil? No. Whatever you refuse to learn in the school of light, dark tutors will be employed to help you teach you. And so if you're going to be like, oh well, I can learn it in the light. No, you obviously refuse to. You obviously refuse to. So you're going to have to learn it through darkness, dark night of the soul. Now there's nothing inherently evil. There's nothing that is necessarily gonna harm you or any of that. You just need to really allow yourself to walk forward in this journey. Notice how this looks dark as well. Just be aware of where you're setting your feet. It can be that simple. It can be that simple. This is about you really allowing yourself to embrace your shadow aspects. These are all parts of you. It's not something outside of you. These are all parts of you. So card number 25, phenomena, be still and listen to the spirits. I don't know, boo. I don't know. I don't know if I want to listen to you. I'm gonna be real honest. I don't know if I want to listen to you because this is looking really like a sleight of hand. I don't know if you guys are sensing that as well. That's kind of the sense that I get. I'm not in a doom and gloom type of mood. I'm feeling very productive. I'm feeling very good. I'm getting my biceps back. Look at that gun action. I'm just saying, I have no reason to take this to a dark place unless that's the actual essence of the message. Which, yeah, is a dark place, which that's fine. That's fine. But just know there might be a sleight of hand that's occurring. You might think you have grasped whatever it is that your higher self is trying to tell you. You might be an individual who doesn't talk to your higher self, but instead you prefer to call in other beings, ascended masters, channeling things, getting messages from your guardians and guides. They're the support team. All of those things that I just named, they are nothing more than the support team. They're not even supposed to be on the stage with you. Okay. If life is a theater, if it's a play, those are people who are working the lights, who are behind the stage, making sure, everything is going smoothly. They're not there instructing you. You see how that works? You're giving your power away to things that should not be given that kind of power to. It should not happen like that. Does it happen like that? Very often, yes. Very, very often, yes. So what ends up happening, if you rely so heavily on these supporting characters, on these individuals who are stagehands, basically, and not to talk bad about stagehands, they make the play happen, but they don't belong on the stage. See what I'm saying? If you rely too heavily on that, there's a very, very strong likelihood with the way the energies of this reading is going, you will be dealing with a parasitic mimic. Meaning a mimic will, a parasite will mimic whoever this being is that you've grown accustomed to handing all this power over to. And then they'll tell you what to do. Sleight of hand. There you go. Sleight of hand. But people won't like that I've said that. And keep doing what you're doing. I mean, it affects me none. Just keep doing what you're doing. If you want to continue communing with things that you don't fully understand, because there's a part of you that wants to believe that I'm full of shit and you're right. Yeah, absolutely, you're right. Absolutely. Keep doing it. I do offer parasitic extractions. That's on my website. But I am booked out pretty far. So keep doing whatever you want to do. Now, card number 28, shadow self. Wait a minute. Okay. Card number 28, shadow self. It's time for you to begin exploring these aspects that are hidden within your shadow. Okay. Oftentimes I found that people tend to rely heavily on things outside of themselves, like guides, ascended masters, galactic beings, and oh, I'm channeling this being and that being, and they're benevolent. How do you know they're benevolent? Because they told you. I don't know. I have a really intense struggle with trusting. I ain't even ashamed to say it. The year that I told myself, this is the year I'm really going to work on my trust issues. I'm going to heal that part of myself. I'm going to be able to trust people. And that was the year. That was a beautiful goal, wasn't it? That sounded so good. It sounded so good. And then that was the year I was fucked over left and right. Okay. That was the year quite a few individuals that I knew would do this to me. That was the year I allowed them to do this to me. Okay. This is not about the individuals. This is about what I'm doing to myself. And it took me basically an entire year of heartache, of betrayal, of like intense efforts, intense focus on trying to tear me down completely, like really destroy me, for me to finally understand, fuck that shit. I am distrustful of people because I need to be. I need to be. No one screwed me over but me. That was my own doing because I tried to say I was made wrong. That all of these things that protect me from my own stupidity. Okay, let's get that straight. From my own stupidity, these aspects of my character that protect me from my own stupidity are somehow wrong. That they're proof that I'm so wounded. And, you know, that's fine if you're wounded. We all are. Um, why do we ever allow ourselves to believe that we are not enough just as we are? Why is that? Why is that? LSD, an exorcism would also help you. Aside from the LSD might be allowing parasitic things in, affecting your brain function. Exorcism would help with that too. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Allow the shadow work to happen for you. Okay. Allow it to happen for you. I did. I ignored my intuition. Not only did I ignore my intuition, I shamed myself into compliance with my own suffering. And I ignored my intuition. And then my soul loved me so much that it brought people to me that told me, hey, I got a bad feeling about this person and that person. I got a really bad feeling about them. I feel like, my intuition's telling me they're going to do like really messed up things to you. It wasn't enough that I did that to myself. I went and told those people who cared enough, respected me enough to tell me this, because that takes a lot of courage for someone to come tell me like, hey, Emmie, I know you got a lot of abilities, but I'm getting a really bad vibe off this person. That takes a lot of courage. Okay. I went and told them, no, don't be that way. No, let's let them prove us wrong. Motherfuckers. They never want to prove you wrong. They always proving you right. They always proving you right. So who's to blame if we need to play the blame game? Me. Took me a whole year to figure that out. Took me a whole year to figure that out. So yes, we do have to go through these types of lessons that teach us in a very potent way the types of things we need to learn in a potent way. Trusting the self, valuing the self, listening to intuition. But you can also take those lessons in moderation. You don't always have to go all or nothing. Okay. You don't have to go all or nothing. So allow yourself to experience whatever it is that you experience. Allow yourself to really be present as you observe and see where these thoughts are coming from, what your thoughts are in response to what you've experienced, and all of that. Okay, all of that. Um, you have to allow yourself the freedom to reaction. If you feel disappointed, that's okay. If you feel angry, that's okay. What you have to make sure, though, is you understand where those feelings are coming from. So, someone did something to you. Are you angry at them, or are you angry at yourself for not listening to your intuition? Okay. If you um if you can't take responsibility for what you've decided for yourself, then I'm not too sure what to tell you. Maybe you're not yet ready to fully process. Okay. Maybe you're not yet ready to fully process. Maybe um, the most effective way, most efficient way to go through this journey is to allow yourself to feel and not give um, ownership of this feeling to anyone, meaning you're not going to attach it to an individual, like, you made me feel this way, you made me feel this way. Maybe what you could do is just, I feel this way, something happened, and this is how I feel, and I'm just going to feel this way for a little bit, and then I'm going to figure things out. I'm going to figure out how I helped to co-create this, how I got to this point, and I'm going to figure out how I got to this point, how I co-created it, not to be able to say I did this, but to be able to recognize what of my decisions got me here, and so I'm not going to do that again. I mean, unless you need to do that again, unless you need to, okay? Um, and you have to allow yourself to be influenced by the goodness of who you are. All right. Um, empaths very often will go through this thing of they get hurt, and then they get angry, and then they feel badly, and they want to just forgive, get past it. They want to heal. They want to, put it behind them. And then there's this part of you, you're influenced by the goodness of your heart. And then there's this part of you that's like, see, you're so stupid. No, you're going to let them do that again. Don't ever help anyone again. I don't know about that either. I don't know that's part of that clown energy. Okay? That's part of that clown energy. Reflecting the ugly hearts of the people who willingly consciously chose to hurt you. How does that heal you? And I went through this journey too. This was very difficult for me to process, because I was like, I'm not helping anybody anymore. People are just using me, and this and the normal thought process. And then I came to the realization, because someone else came to me and needed help, and I was like, oh my God, I still want to help. No, don't help, don't help, don't do it. People always just screw you over. And then I was like, um, that's just not you. When your heart wants you to help, you help, and that's just who you are, you know? You don't understand how people can be this way, but maybe it's not for you to understand. Maybe I just need to be thankful that I will never understand how someone's heart can function in that way, because my heart will never function in that way. And you can do this to me over and over and over again, and I will still never understand, and that's okay. That's okay. But eventually, I'll begin to learn to see the signs, the flags, as you guys are talking about. I'll begin to see when certain behaviors remind me of certain things in the past, and I'm going to slow down. Okay? I'm going to slow down, and I'm going to really analyze, is help really needed here? Is my heart really asking me to help? Or, 81% at 936, 999. Is my heart really asking me to help? Or am I feeling the breaking of my heart because I'm being reminded of what this same type of energetic circumstance did to me in the past? Slowing down is very good. Slowing down is very good. You don't have to be an all or nothing. You don't have to be like, I'm never helping anyone else, or I'm going to help everyone regardless because this is just how I am. And if people are going to hurt me, they're going to hurt me. And that's just how people are. No, you don't always have to hurt in that way. You don't always have to hurt in that way. You can take the time to really analyze, is my hesitation because I'm recognizing this is a repeating pattern? Or is my hesitation because this is a part of me that's recognizing a cycle that I went through before, and this is not a repeat of that cycle, but I'm needing to just slow down a little bit and get a better grasp of what had happened and what's happening now. Okay. So, yeah, seeking balance. Balance is so good. Balance is so good. It is so necessary. We don't have to always rush, rush, rush. And I'm a kind of person that is always rush, rush, rush. Rush, rush, hurry, hurry, love, come to me. Rush, rush, ooh, what you do to me. Where's my car? Oh, here it is. And all I want from you is what you are. So even if you're right next to me, you're still too far away. I'm just getting a couple more cards. All right. There's a little bit of a message left. Fucking shit. Why did I look? Okay. Sorry. Okay, this is some fucked up shit, guys. Ugly stuff is in the works. Not for everyone, but for a select few. Ugly stuff is in the works. Okay. Oh, good Lord. Good Lord. I'm going to go ahead, and this is not a personal reading for me. I have nothing to do with this. I'm refusing this message on a personal level. Here goes. Card number 16, Cancer, I feel. So someone will show you their face. Look at all this green energy. This tells me heart as well as solar plexus. This is an exercise that is going to really exercise the heart and solar plexus energies, okay? The expansion of the heart space and the solar plexus. Now, I don't know what's on either side of that face. It looks like it might be feminine figures. I really don't know what that is. It might just be some tassels on her hat or something. But when this card first showed up, this right here looked like a really disgusting demonic ass faces. Okay. So let me get the card. This has a lot to do with dark intentions. And it has, for some, it's going to involve a Cancer in your life, but in no way are we to make some sort of blanket statement or assumption that all Cancers are like this, because that's utter bullshit. Okay. I got Cancer in my chart, prominent placement. We not going there. Card number 16, Cancer, I feel. Your feelings are your God. The soul is your temple. Rely upon the wisdom of what you feel right now. Okay. So if you have been feeling like someone specific or whatever has been having really ugly, really dark, sinister intentions, listen to your intuition. Listen to your intuition. This is not something where we're like, ooh, let me see who I can assign this role to. No, if you weren't already like, I know who that is. I know who that is. Then this doesn't apply to you. Stop it. It doesn't apply to you. Wait for another card to try and do that. Okay. So, Cancer is a sign of the mother, and those ruled by Cancer tend to be overprotective of their offspring. Which means they also like to control and take over. So this might have to do with your inner child feeling threatened and you being overprotective to the point where you shut that down. Okay. Am I telling you to ignore the feeling, the need to be overprotective? No, I'm telling you this is a good time for you to become aware that you're feeling this way, and to try and find the root causation of the effect of that emotion. Okay. So, when this card comes out, you can be assured emotions are high. You may want to withdraw, or you may be dealing with someone who is withdrawn or depressed. There is sensitivity and emotional closeness indicated. If this is about a love relationship, it may be a secret or involve bonded souls. I'm just going to leave that at that. I'm not going to use labels. This can also mean that family or domestic issues need to be addressed. This also often signifies women's issues and how women get along. Okay. Meaning kate, meow meow attitudes, salty ass kitties. It's a lot of like, and you know what? With the cattiness, let's be real here. A lot of males also have catty ass behavior. This is not just a woman type issue, a female issue. Okay. This is an energy. So this card has a lot to do with what happens in the shadows, which is in their power. This is the moon card. A lot of things are being done in secrecy. Okay. Either you're planning something quietly, which I mean, do other people really need to know? Or other people are having some intentions that they're keeping quiet, intentions or maybe even actions that they're keeping quiet that you might need to be knowing about. Okay. Um, this is also about rebirth, because it's about the mother and the womb, and just really allowing yourself to exist in that dark state within the womb as you rebirth yourself. It could be an indication that your higher self is asking you to cocoon yourself, um, or you may be just needing to acknowledge that you're already in the process of being cocooned by your higher self. And so you have to stop questioning and fighting this whole cocooning. I'm being separated from everyone. Why can't I be part of the party too? Well, if it's a coca party, which I've never been to, I don't know how those go, but I'm assuming there's a lot of real crazy shit that happens. So maybe you shouldn't be a part of that party. Okay. Card number 35, 11th house, friends. So this is really, it feels like a betrayal of some sort is, it feels like a betrayal of some sort is really, really just, oh, trying to bring itself to fruition. It needs your participation. It needs your energy for this to be able to come fully manifest. I'm just trying to determine. It feels like this is the same individual. Hold on. Let me see if there's a secondary message that I'm missing. It feels like it's the same individual. Don't walk behind me, I may not lead. Don't walk in front of me, I may not follow. Just walk beside me and be my friend. Hmm. Here's the thing. This says, rely upon support from friends and other associations. Don't attempt to go it alone. You'll need help. But at the same time, what is the feeling of this whole reading? That this is clown ass energy trying to distort, trying to get you to once again participate in the carrying on of distorted teachings about self-love, about friendship, about accepting toxicity. I feel like this is bullshit. I feel like this is bullshit. I think maybe um, the support of allies and other groups are necessary. I'm feeling more and more this is utter bullshit, because you can do this. I'm really sick and tired of this teaching, um, telling you can't do it alone. Let me tell you, okay? And this is not a condemnation of the people that I personally know, but pretty much everyone I know that has children often are like, I can't believe you moved all the way out to Colorado by yourself and there's no family there and you don't know anyone. Like, I need babysitters and I couldn't do this or that alone. Well, I've never had a babysitter. Even when I lived in California, minutes away from all kinds of family, I never had a babysitter. I always did everything. My husband and I were a solid team. If you're not going to help me out, I'm going to do it on my own. That's always been my logic. Okay. I'm going to do this on my own. And if you're going to try and convince me that I can't do this on my own, kindly get out of the way as I show you that I am. Okay. So I was told, you can't learn stick shift on your own. You know, I come from a culture where like driving stick shift is supposed to be left to the men. And so I was told that. And so I told my sibling, hey, can I borrow your car? I have to go to an appointment and I don't think my car will make it. Can I borrow yours? And then he was like, you know how to drive stick? Yeah, I know how to drive stick. What are you talking about? Of course. Why would I take your car if I didn't know how to drive stick? I didn't know how to drive stick. So I went all the way from Fremont, California in the rain, drove my ass all the way to above Sacramento. And I fucking taught myself stick shift that day. Bitch, you learning this shit or you're crashing the car. Crashing the car is not an option. So you drive your ass to Sacramento right now in traffic, in the rain, and you figure out that fucking clutch. It was clutch. Clutch. And I didn't stall not a one time until I was like 5 minutes from home needing to fill up the gas. And the gravity of what I did that day dawned on me. And I was like, oh shit, I can't believe I did that. And then I was stalling left and right. It's your own disbelief in yourself. This card is bullshit. It ties into the fuckery of this Cancer card. Try it on your own first. If you fail, all you've done is figured out another way to not do it. Try again. And if you fail again, try again and try again and try again until you release this belief that you can't do this shit because you're doing it. You're doing it. That's always been my thing. Like, I'm doing it. My mom used to be like, you just gave birth. You need me to come and live with you. Like, you got your own big ass house, lady. You got your own big ass house. I got this. So I would give birth, and my births are always very traumatic, and I have hella kids. And 2 weeks after you give birth, you're not healed yet. Let me just be honest with you. You're not healed. And I would put all my children in their car seats, baby carriers, double strollers, and I would take them with me to my OB appointment. And yeah. And then after that, I would go to Costco and do a huge haul all on my own. And my kids are very young. I have a newborn. My kids are like 2 years apart. I got hella kids. So yeah. And she'd be like, you're crazy. You're not going to heal. I'm like, you're going to heal no matter what. Use proper body mechanics and you could do all of that. Obviously, if it's to the point where, you feel like your body's going to give out, then you have to sit down. But you're not going to be telling me that I'm too weak to live a life that obviously I'm here to live. So you have to see the truth of your power. Card number 21, Sagittarius, I see. It's time for you to see the truth of your power. It's time for you to recognize you can go ahead and set the mark, find whatever goal you need to accomplish, and be like a Sagittarian archer and recognize when you're being pulled back, the resistance, the struggle. That is a charge of manifestation energy being loaded. All you have to do is release, and the arrow will find its mark. All right? All you have to do is release. So this card, your future looks promising because you're ready to expand and grow beyond your limits. Okay? If you do encounter difficulties, you will surmount them easily and move forward to your next lucky break in life, which should be coming soon. I have never loved Sagittarius energy more than I do right now. This card is about freedom, exploration, lucky breaks, travel, philosophy, and honesty. Be honest with yourself. You're just afraid of taking responsibility of potentially not doing it right the first time. Who does life right the first time? Nobody. Who actually knows what they're doing in life? Nobody. So, what are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? That you're not going to do things by the book? You are the book. You're a living book. You're a living story that's being written as you live the events, the experiences. You are a living manual of your life. So you have to go through the experience before you can create conclusions as to what it is you're supposed to do in that type of circumstance. Okay? Teach yourself how to drive some stick. Drive manual. All right? We're so accustomed to everything automatic, automatic, automatic. No, manual is where it's at. Stick shift, I tell you. Manual, unless you got a lot of torque and a lot of horsepower and it's just timed perfectly and you have a bomb ass car, you're probably going to put along. That's perfectly fine. But if you need to haul ass, I mean, I had a Civic. You'd be in fifth gear, pop it into third. You got all the torque you need. We're banging. We're out. We're out. Okay. You can save gas. You can do all kind of stuff. Driving automatic is so boring. So boring. So boring. So I'm just saying, you want a freaking interesting life? Learn how to drive the vehicle of your life. Stick shift. Okay. There's a learning curve. You might stall a few times, but that's okay. That's okay. So this is the one thing that I learned. All right. One thing that I learned, always be cognitive of the clutch. Now, if you're going to have to slam on your brakes, you will stall. But as soon as you go to slam on your brakes, use both feet, push in that clutch all the way, pop it into neutral. That's kind of what you have to do when something crazy in life gets thrown in your path. Both feet down, pop it into neutral. Pause. Pause. That's all you got to do. Allow yourself to pump the brake, pump the clutch, pop it in neutral. You don't always have to be in gear. That's one of the most potent lessons that I learned teaching myself how to drive stick. You don't always have to be in gear. Sometimes when you are forcing yourself to always remain in gear, not so good things happen. Not so good things happen. Things that could have been avoided. Okay? So I hope all of this makes sense. Don't allow that clown energy to convince you of anything that isn't actually a part of your truth. Okay? Don't. Just don't. Was I ever into racing? No. I don't like racing per se, but growing up in the San Francisco Bay Area, being a teenager in the San Francisco Bay Area, that's kind of what you do. You go to the races on the weekends, whether it's street races or you go to the track, that's what you do. And then on top of that, my husband he's a grease monkey. He loves to do that kind of stuff. But here's the thing. I'm not into the quarter mile, but I do know how to drift. You just got pop that e-brake, just and spin that shit. I'm just saying, drifting, that's fun. I don't like quarter mile. That's just, see, a lot of people are like, they try and live their spiritual path like it's a quarter mile, whoever gets to the end first. Okay, but if you're going to go like direct port and have that nos open the whole time, you're going to blow your shit. You're going to blow your shit. But if you know how to stage it just right, go when it's time to go, know when to let go, know how to like ram it into gear, then you're going to get to that end of that quarter mile with perfect timing. But you have to do all the prep work before you actually get to the staging part. If you don't know how to time your shit, well, you know, You have to calibrate everything just perfectly. If you want to run like that, you can, but you have to calibrate everything perfectly. And you also have to understand you're going to wear and tear that vehicle so badly. So badly. You know, I prefer drifting because why? Because there's no race. I'm gonna go through this path however way I feel like. If I want to swing that ass around the side, I'm going to do it. If I need to do something else, I'm going to do it. You're not going to make me flip over. You're not going to make me lose control because at no point am I rushing through it. I'm very cognitive of everything around me, of the cars that are around me. I don't drift. Just- I I just got to stop. I just got to stop. Just all right, guys, I gotta go. I have a session starting. Enjoy your day. I'm gonna try to come live later to finish the zodiac signs. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can. I'm gonna be honest. I'll really try though. I'll really try. So, bye, everybody.